very simple thing. A scale is a series of notes that are used in music composition. That's it. The two most common scales in music that we hear are the major and the minor scales. So here's a major scale, and here's a minor scale. And for our purposes today, we're going to focus on the major scale. A major scale is made of 7 different notes. And each of these notes is either a whole step away from the one before it or a half step away from the one before it. And you can easily see the difference between a whole step and a half step by looking for the black keys. 2 white keys that are separated by a black key are a whole step apart. And 2 white keys that are not separated by a black key are a half step apart. So in this case here we have C to D. This is a whole step apart because there is a black key between. From D to E we have another whole step because there is a black key. So really there are only 2 sets of white keys on the piano that are a half step apart. All of the other white keys are a whole step apart from each other because there is a black key in between them. And if you walk your fingers along the close top edge of the keys, it's quite easy to see how all of the keys have that sound of a half step between them. And now when we play a major scale, we're going to use a different pattern of distances between the notes. So the pattern that we're going to use is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So this will show you the key or the rule for playing any major scale on the piano. So let's start by learning the key of C major, since this key is the easiest one to see on the piano because of the pattern of the black keys. So start on any C on the piano and let's discover the pattern. So beginning on C, we'll go a whole step, which takes us to D. And from D, now we need to go another whole step. There's a black key, so we're going to go to E. Now from E, the rule says go another half step, and a half step above E is F. Now we're going up another whole step. Here's a black key, here's G. And from G, another whole step. There's a black key, here's A. From A, another whole step. Here's a black key, there's B. And then to finish the scale back to where we started, we need a half step. So between B and C, again, no black key, that's a half step. So there you have it, the C major scale. We began on C and we ended on C, and we used the pattern of whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. And you can easily see that this pattern is echoed in the layout of the black keys on the piano. So by starting on C, we easily will just play whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, just because of the layout of the piano keys. So this is why when we play in the key of C, we don't use black keys, because if we're playing a C scale, black keys kind of sounded a little bit peculiar in the C scale. So in the key of C, the most melodious notes will occur on the white keys. Now, there's also a term in music that you may run across, which is the word tonic. And the tonic is the note that the scale begins and ends on. So in this case, the tonic is C. This scale is called C major scale because it begins on the tonic C and it uses the major scale pattern. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. You can begin on any tonic note and apply the pattern and build a major scale on any note on the piano. So in all, you can have 12 different major scales because there are only 12 different starting notes that you could begin with. So the notes of the C scale then are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And we can also say do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And in other cases, we'll refer to these by numbers. 1, 2, 3, 1, because C is number 1.